Okay, I'm going to go through how to actually build a resume. And the reason why I'm doing this, I do sell resumes, but which is only $10.99. But at the same time, after seeing so many people get scammed on LinkedIn, when I heard today a young lady paid $500 for a resume, I said, you know what, this has got to stop, right? There's so many people that are resume writers that say they're going to do all these amazing things that you honestly can do on your own. Now, if you want to pay for a template, $5-10, okay, right? If that's something that you want to do, but paying 100, 200, 300 or higher for a resume is absolutely freaking ridiculous, right? And no one should have to do that. So here's the thing. I'm going to go through real quick a general template, a general format that almost anybody can use from any kind of industry. And as long as you follow it, you should be able to do it with regardless of your cybersecurity, IT, DevOps, it doesn't matter, right? The biggest thing is just keep it simple, use metrics, use things that matter, and just kind of get to the point, right? If you have no work experience, then you have to focus on projects. So let's take a look, right? All right. So many times where you're going to start off with is Google, right? So you'll start here and you're trying to figure out, what to do, right? You need to see an actual job description. So do not go to LinkedIn and just click submit. You want to apply directly to jobs. So in order to apply directly to jobs, you have to know what they're looking for, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's say top 10, no, top 5 remote job search websites, right? So what it is you go to the actual job site, look at the actual job description, and then you want to make sure that you structure your resume if you're applying for those kind of roles and structure your resume towards that. So we'll go ahead and use DevOps and a little bit of cybersecurity, right? Let's take a look. All right, so we see the top ones here. And the reason why I opened up multiple chat options AI options is because this is what you can do, right? So I've got Anthropic, I've got ChatGPT, and I've got DeepSeek, right? So you got remote.co, we work remotely. I'm not even going to click on Flex Jobs. Do not pay to apply for a job. You're not paying to get the job. You're paying to use their website, and all they're doing is making money off of you by taking companies listings that are free and putting them under their website and suckering you into paying for it. Don't do that. Um, don't do that. Anyway, if you want to do that, more power to you, but it's very foolish if you ask me, right? I'm not even going to click on LinkedIn and enter code, dynamite jobs. Okay, right. Now let's take a look at what was posted. Let's see, update with the URL. All right, so they put flex jobs up top. We work remotely. You see remote code, LinkedIn, and Remotive. And let's see, Remotive. Okay. All right, so let's just go down and let's find DevOps sysadmin. They don't even have an option for cybersecurity here. USA. All right, and I'm gonna get to a point why I'm doing this. Right. Let's type in cybersecurity. Close this. I hate logging into these websites because they start sending you a bunch of garbage. All right, they got engineering jobs. Move this mic out of the way. Senior software engineer. Want to put DevOps and cybersecurity, operations jobs. Well found. This crap's going to make me log in. And I don't want to do that. Let's see. Well found jobs. We'll go back to that. All right. Remote, okay. I don't want to spend 20 minutes doing this. Okay. All right. So search. Let's type in sysadmin. Let's see if they have a type for cyber. Crypto. Let's put Linux. Linux is okay. And let's look for cybersecurity. Did y'all see cybersecurity? I might have missed it. I don't see cybersecurity. Yeah, there we go. I missed it. Okay. So, interesting. Let's take off Linux. Let's take off sysadmin. Okay, let's leave cybersecurity. All right. So, all right. This one says verify. This is close, close, close. This one looks open. All right. Nope, says closed. But anyway, it doesn't matter if it's closed. The point is getting the information, right? So, okay. All right. So, kids making noise. All right. Let's go to the company. Security roots. Okay. Go to the company name. And this is literally the same process I do, right? So it's not like it's something that I myself don't do. So let's security roots. Security roots. I'm trying to get to the actual website page. All right. Let's go to about Dratis. Why the hell don't they have Dratis? Anyway, so I told you it's like a needle in a haystack with some of these websites. Go to careers, current job openings. Okay, so they closed it. It's not here. All right, let's just find something that's actually open, right? .com. Okay, cybersecurity jobs near me. Jobs. Date posted. Let's say last 3 days. All right, let's go down for cybersecurity engineer professional, Akima. All right, so let's copy Akima. Go to Akima. Oh, let's go back. Careers. Go to the careers page. And this is what I recommend everybody does. Go directly to the career page if they have it. Right? Most times they have it. All right. So let's click on it. Work with us, information technology. All right, let's scroll down, find journeyman. Okay. Let's look at this one. Manager and on-site. Now, all right, here we go. Now we're getting to job requirements. This is kind of Spartan on the damn job requirements. Doesn't really have crap there. All right. These websites are crap. So let's just go to Khaki. Khaki is a government contractor out of the DC metro area. Let's just log in there. Let's search for jobs. All right, so job family. Go down to cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. All right, close the stupid bot. Let's see, cybersecurity expert level 3. All right, now we're getting into some requirements, right? So we got some requirements there and information that's here, right? Okay. And whenever you see these things posted online, just remember that they're not genuinely accurate most of the time, so don't rely on that. All right, so now we have that here. So we look here, okay, we require a degree. They don't really have no engineering stuff here. I'm looking for one that has a little bit more meat and potatoes as far as like description of technologies, right? Let's see. Let's go to Lenza. So Lenza, right click here. Careers at Lenza. Job openings. It's not the way. All jobs. And you see all these, it's not even listed here, right? So anyway, let's take a look here. Let's see what they got here. Job requirements. Surprisingly, none of these are like Guvera. Cybersecurity Engineer. I'm looking for one that has actual, and this is what you will find, is trying to find an actual cybersecurity engineer. Let's click Peraton. Peraton usually has pretty good, they've got some copy and pasted crap here. All right. All right, AWS, let's see what you got. AWS got a bunch of generalized crap too. All right, so here's the thing, right? Once you find the type of job or role that you are looking for, and it has the job description itself, right? Now, you can take and copy and go to AI, and let's just use DeepSeek. Create a resume with tools and technologies that are associated with a cybersecurity engineer, and then create a resume. I'm showing you one side, just paste it in the job description, right? So I'm showing you that one side. Also, what you can also go to and do is give me cybersecurity templates, right? Resume templates. All right. Usually they have images. Okay, resume examples. Let's see. This is not what I want, but let's just take a look at it real quick. All right, this is not too bad. This is not too bad. But like I said, you have to type this stuff in, right? You have to do it yourself, right? So this is a nice version, right? Doesn't look too bad. This is resumeworded.com. Doesn't look too bad. Don't do this crap. It looks like garbage on ATS systems, the automated scanning systems. Don't do this kind of nonsense on your resumes. Don't use colors like these background colors. They come up as garbage inside automated resume system. Just do block text. And I'm going to show you an example here, right? So first name, last name, up top, your email, phone number, how can they reach you, or like your a link to your portfolio and your location, right? You don't need to put city and state. You can put just your state. You don't need to put city and state, right? Then you want to have the title of the jobs you worked before, the company name that you work for, the city or the state, preferably just the state, and the time frame that you work there, right? Then you want to have some meat and potatoes of what you've actually done with some metrics, right? 48% of maintaining 99% uptime, etc. You want to identify specifically the technologies that are called out in the job announcement that they're looking for, because those keywords will actually bubble your resume to the top. But don't put stuff you don't have experience in, or you can't learn very quickly, because what's going to happen is when you go to the interview, you haven't trained up on it, you have no skill in it. They're going to ask you a question related to it, and you're going to bomb, right? You're going to sink like a giant rock. So don't put stuff on your resume you can't do and you can't learn, and you're not in the process of learning, because you're just going to sink like a rock when you get into a technical interview. And they will ask you have no idea, and they're going to ask stuff that's on your resume. And if you don't know, then don't put it on your resume. But when they do ask something related to it, just explain that I don't know it today, but I can learn very quickly, and I'm highly adaptable, and just go into what you do know, right? Because listen, when they put job announcements out, like they put 100% out like a laundry list, but it's like shopping, right? They know that they're going to get maybe 50 to 60%, maybe 70%. Nobody's going to get 100% of what they want. Nobody, no job, no company on earth, right? It's almost impossible to get exactly what you want, because many times they don't want to pay for that, right? So then you put the secondary position, role, and this section here is where you can get into projects if you don't have much work experience, right? But if you have work experience, then you want to lay that stuff out. But like I said, use metrics. What have you done? Focus on what you've done versus what a team has done, right? Because like I said, you're going to get questioned. If you have any college degrees, go ahead and put, the name of the degree. Did you graduate or not? You need to identify that, right? IT certifications. Go ahead and put the IT certifications there and add the stuff there. But where does all this information come from, right? This information that is the body of here, and this is only Office. You don't need Microsoft Office, right? If you don't have money and you don't want to pay, I don't even know what Microsoft Office costs now, $100, $300, $400, $500, I don't know what it costs, but you can use only Office. LibreOffice looks like crap. It messes up a lot of formatting. Don't use Google Docs, right? Google Docs is not good to create formatted resumes and stuff like that, where you have the margins all the way out to like 0.5 inches and stuff like that. So use a desktop publishing software, right? I use Linux as my operating system. I don't use Windows and I don't use Mac. Just basically because when I first got started, I couldn't afford a Mac and I couldn't afford Windows, and I just grew up on Linux and got comfortable with it. But if you can't afford to go out and spend few $1,000s on a Mac, or $700, $800, $900,000 on a Windows machine, then go ahead and get a machine that's a used machine for 50 to $100 and install Linux on it. You can buy memory and upgrade the memory and stuff like that. You don't need to spend four, five, $300, $600 on a laptop. You can buy a used laptop, which is in my course that gets heavy into how to do that, and then you just set up Linux, download only Office, the software that you need. That's all free and open source, and then you just get everything running. But anyway, so that's the general structure of a general resume, right? First and last name, how to contact you. That's what this is. How to contact you, how to look at your background, and then your work history. What is it? What does it look like, right? How is it laid out? And how do you get these metrics and information? Number one, you want to have some experience in the stuff that you're putting. Let's go ahead and close this. But where do you get it from? You get it from job announcements, right? So it like the structure of what they're looking for. Don't just do random crap, right? Let's click. All right, let's look at DevOps Engineer and see what they have here. Some companies are pretty good about putting information. Some are really terrible. Like this is crap, right? Insight Global. What the hell are you guys doing with your resume? I mean, with your job announcements. Anyway, JobBot tends to be good sometimes. Let's take a look at JobBot. Okay, look at this. Awesome, right? So they're giving you specific tools. Terraform. This is DevOps, right? Python. ECS, which is AWS. Kubernetes. This could be Google or AWS, right? And so they get the Grafana, Prometheus, Datadog, right? So in the resume, let's open that resume back up, right? And like I said, don't put stuff down you don't have experience in and you can't learn on your own, right? Because you're going to sink like a rock. All right. So what do you see here, right? So CrowdStrike, Datadog, right? I have experience in Datadog, right? CrowdStrike, Panther, AWS Security Lake, S3 buckets, SNS, VPCs, IAM, Route 53, CloudTrail, AWS CloudWatch, etc., data center, Kubernetes, etc. So AWS, Ansible, Terraform, all these things are in the resume, right? Because that's in the job announcement. That's what's going to come up. That's what's going to make them interested in you as a candidate, is that you have what they're looking for. So you want to identify, based upon the job announcement, what they're looking for. And if you're applying to that general role, right? If you're applying to DevOps roles, you'll find that many times these technologies are going to be similar, right? In the job announcements, you see, look, Grafana, Docker, Kubernetes, GitLab. You'll find that in many of these job announcements, right? You'll see a theme: CI/CD, Kubernetes, right? They've got some cybersecurity stuff in here: SIEM, cloud audits, logging, right? GitOps. So you'll see a common thread across many positions of the same origin, whether it's a DevOps engineer, cybersecurity engineer, Linux system engineer, whatever. You're going to have similar stuff. So if I put Linux systems engineer, right? Okay, so Linux system engineer. This is a Linux admin network engineer, which is a weird name. Anyway, so you see they've got RICE, CCNA. They got a mix of both. It's kind of straddling the fence on both things, right? So they're kind of all over the place anyway. So they got this is Stigs. They've got Ansible. This is a networking person using Linux. All right. So anyway, Carecentrix, right? Let's take a look at what they got here. Like I said, Ansible, Jenkins, Python, they've got specific technologies identified. So you want to make sure those things are identified in your resume, right? And like I said, you can find a template, right? You can see the template, and then you literally will create it on your own. So how was this set up and how was this created, right? So let me just click on File, Create New. And all I did, in any software, you can do this, right? Go to Layout, Margins, You can do custom margins. You can make it 0.5, right? Top, bottom, 0.5, left, 0.5, left, 0.5, right? Now, insert your text box, all right? So, all the way top, okay? Now, another text box. Then you go all the way down, all right? I'm scrolling the middle button of the mouse, okay? Now, what do I do as far as these black boxes that you can see? You go ahead and right click. And like I said, this is only Office. This is not Microsoft Office, but you can right click and open up the settings. But let's see, go here. Open up the side. And there's an option for the line color. All right, this is here. This is only Office, once again, not Microsoft Office, only Office. It's not Google Docs, right? Line color, white. So you can leave that there, right? Now, as you see, when they click off of it, you don't see it, right? So here, line color, white. Now you don't see it, right? But when you click on it, you can see it. Same thing like here. Now you see the boxes, right? And you see this is not inside of box. This is just basically hit enter and type the text in. And this is another box, right? So as you can see, there's no box in the middle. There's a box up top. So if I click all, right, there's a box there and a box up top, okay? And this is just free floating text in the middle. And you see all of this is inside this box. And then you got third box. This is how I was able to condense it into that small space. So there's another box here, another box here. And let's take a look at what it looks like here, because I went all the way down. So if I move these up, move this up a little bit more. Okay. Then we create another text box. We go here like this. Move that over a little bit. You see it's lining up with the box up top. All right. Then go ahead and put another box. Okay. Now you see the colors again. Click, white, click, white, right? Now you got your 4 sections. And then what you can do, if you want that section underneath the box, let's move it up. All right, and you can't see it, so let's just say it's the Ipsum text. Where is it? Ipsum text, Ipsum lorem generator. This is like dummy text generation. All right, so we just take this. And I'm doing this just to show you the box, right? Ipsum, blah, blah, blah. All right. Then we go to the bottom. Let's just delete these last 2 paragraphs. Just bleeding over. But you get the point, right? So text in the middle. This is outside the box, etc. So, but you get the point, right? I'm just doing a Control Z. All right. So that's how you kind of move the boxes around, play with the boxes and stuff like that, right? But ultimately, that's how you deal with the, no, let's not save it. But that's how you deal with the boxes and the layouts and stuff like that, and then add your text in, and that's it, right? That's all it is. Now, if you don't want to go through all that, yes, I'll go ahead and put the link to buy the template, but that's all, right? You get the job descriptions from the actual job announcements, right? You want to make sure that you're using stuff that's common to the industry that you're applying for, whether it's a Linux engineer, DevOps engineer, cybersecurity engineer, if you're doing pen testing or ethical hacking or GRC, whatever it is, right? You want to make sure you have the language that is similar to the job that you're looking for, because it's going to be something industry wide, but you want to make sure you focus on the job that you're applying to. You don't want to have some wild, weird crap that's not related to the job that you're applying to, because you're not going to meet the keywords and it's not going to be structured what they're looking for that candidate, right? And then you just won't get a call back. So, but that's it. But that's how you generally create a resume. um, you can use a combination of uh, chat through DeepSeek. You can use DeepSeek. You can use Claude AI. You can use Anthropic. You can use ChatGPT. Same thing. If I went here, like you see, it put a whole resume here for me, right? So if I wanted to take this and modify it and use this information, I could do that, right? You see, you can take this entire layout. If you don't want to sit there typing everything, you basically copy the layout, go back to that resume. Let's just pull it back up. Where are you at? Did I close it? I close it. Okay. So you can take this entire thing. You can, this is if you have the template, right? So you can save as, let's say bootleg. All right. Now you got bootleg. All right. Now all, then paste, and then you can just have to clean everything up. What I would recommend doing is open up some kind of notepad editor and paste it there. Let's see, file, find and replace, get rid of all the garbage from the AI platform. One, two, get rid of that, get rid of the dashes, replace all, get rid of that stuff, replace all. So just clean all the garbage up, take all the stuff out that doesn't matter, and then start entering the information in, right? And then create the resume. Delete all the stuff that you don't need, and then just start kind of just working it from there, right? This is the top part you already have, right? You don't need this, obviously. If you're applying for government jobs and you want to put this somewhere, maybe put a small box up in the corner. And then technical skills, tools and technologies, you can put that there. Like just lay it out. Just play with the layout, and then you can like take this, like for example here. All right, let's delete that. And I'm just showing you how. Delete. All right, let's go here. Let's copy this. Go here. All right. Okay, paste this in. This is here. Let's make this bullets. Have bullets up here. Let's move these bullets over. Boom, there you go. And then you just play with the wording, clean it up, and just clean the resume up, right? Play up the wording and stuff like that, and just work it from there. Make it neat, make it clean. Delete words that you don't need and stuff like that. So say you want to get it all online. All right, boom, automated detection for whatever, right? So you get the point, right? Okay, so just put it on one line. Just clean the resume up, clean it all up. So you use a combination of this, and then once you fine tune it, after you get done, get somebody else to look at it. Somebody preferably that is in the field. Now, if they charge, $25, $50, $100, whatever, or they don't charge you anything, or go to some of these websites that are on Discord, and you can get somebody to take a look at your resume. Unix guys, some of these other folks that actually look at resumes for free, then maybe somebody will give some feedback and maybe change this, change that, and just kind of go from there, right? Or you could just download a template. I provide one template. There's many templates. Mine is $10.99. You can use that one and then customize that according to your own likes and fancies. But you really can just do this without paying anybody, right? And if you can't afford it, then you just have to sit there and do the work yourself. And don't worry about it. You just have to put the hours in. and get the work done. You're going to fine tune your resume over time. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to edit things. You're going to change stuff. Just go ahead and do it, right? But that's how to do a resume. That's it. It's not super complicated. It really isn't. It just requires you to sit down and not be lazy and do it yourself, right? Or if you want to use a template to speed it up, you can do that too, right? So it's no problem either way. So I hope this helps. Please do not ever pay somebody $500 to do a resume. It's ridiculous. Don't do that, right? Please don't pay somebody that amount of money for a resume. Don't do that. And for the young lady, I know you said don't mention your name and don't put you on LinkedIn, and I respect your wishes, but for everybody else that has experienced something like that, just understand that there are people out here that do care about people, and life is not all about making money. And sometimes you do have to think about other people, especially people that don't know, genuinely don't know, and just need a little bit of help. Be a human being, please. All right. I'll talk to you later. I wish you the best. Peace. How do I stop this?